Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Decorating Tips and Tricks. Really, it's a welcome back to me making videos in general because I haven't been around for a while, and I want to apologize to everyone because I feel like I made a commitment to you guys to create videos, and then I stopped. But I stopped because I didn't have time. I travel full time now. Me and my boyfriend, we own a shipping company and it's going pretty good. We're getting lots of loads, and unfortunately, that means that I'm not always at home with my microphone and my headphones. So I haven't been recording, but we're staying in a more local area, so I'm back at the house more often, and this will give me time to record more videos. I'm not promising weekly videos. I'm not promising a consistent update. I'm just saying that I'll be able to record a little bit more often than normal. And I had a request from someone who's been messaging me and is a complete sweetheart. Macaroon Tea Party. I love your username, by the way. She requested that I record another decorating video. And it was really good timing because I'm actually building this house for my lovely friend Subpoint, who you guys can follow on Tumblr. I will leave a link down to both of their profiles in the video description. But Subpoint is my doll baby, and the reason I say this is because she's a complete sweetheart, two, a complete creative genius, and three, she's very, very giving. Like, she has made me a complete set of poses for my wedding for Neely and Steven, and without those poses, I'd be making a very generic wedding. And so I know the time it takes and the effort it takes, and just the fact that she went through all the trouble to do that for me. And then not only that, but she's made me tattoos and she's made me even personal poses. Like, it's just, she's such a giving person. And I'm I'm repaying her back by doing a small thing and building her a home. For her sim, Wendy, this is Wendy, and guys, Wendy is like one of my favorite sims ever. Like, ever. I love her. She's so adorable. Okay, she's very cute, blue eyes, pink hair. What I really love is her tattoo. You can see it better in other outfits, and obviously you can look at her up on Subpoint's profile. She has way better pictures of her. But this is going to be Wendy's house. Um, Where I'm at, I'm in Cape Gardner Islands. This is a world that I love. It is perfect. And when I say perfect, I mean that almost all the homes are perfect. The buildings where they're placed are perfect. The trees are perfect. The landscape is perfect. It's beautiful. Like, there's nothing wrong with it. Like, I do plan on eventually moving my legacy here, and then I'm going to completely update the town and make it have a lot more custom content, a lot more my style. But the town right now, as is completely perfect and playable. So I definitely recommend it to anybody who wants a world that's pretty easy to play and it doesn't have too much custom content, which makes it really easy to load. Hang on just a second, I've got a text message. Okay, alright guys, so this house, I was inspired by Ruby Red Sims 3. You guys probably all know who she is. She makes and designs the most gorgeous buildings and community lots. And I downloaded one of her houses and it had this entire setup going on where there was a loaf and then there was these wood beam structures that I've never used before. And I decided that I wanted to incorporate those into this house because Wendy reminds me of a very whimsical sim. Holy snap, you guys might be able to hear that. There's somebody driving outside of our house right now, blaring. I find that completely ridiculous. In my opinion, like, I don't give a fuck what you're listening to. Keep that shit to yourself. Are you serious? Rude. Okay, anyways. So I'm going to take you guys to the top floor. I'm actually going to keep the ceiling up so you guys can see it in full effect. This is the front of the house, obviously. The front door, her little mailbox over there. And then she can actually park a car here. I just decided to hide that because I don't like the way it looks. And then when we come in, this is my favorite way to view this top area. The loaf, as I may say. You have the ceiling wood, the windows that go out to the front of the house, your loaf area. I still plan on adding possibly a couple more structures, wood beams. I still plan on editing it a lot, and I'm not sure if I'm gonna show you guys the entire process. I'm just recording this video really as a favor, and I hope it's enough for now until I start recording more fully. But I love this loaf. Like, I'm almost to the point where I'm about to rebuild my Sims house again because I want a loaf in their house. But it's got a beautiful view. I love Cape Gardner Islands. I want to find a place that resembles it in real world because it's magical. Trees in the ocean. And then down here you have, I plan on putting the kitchen over here, probably the dining room right there. This is the bathroom. Very small, gets the job done kind of thing. And then over here we have her screened in room, really the sun porch, sunroom, as some people like to call. And it goes out onto the back porch, which Subpoint plans on placing a beautiful garden here for her sim. So I'm going to put a couple garden-like items. And I decided to add a little, a pond in our backyard because, frankly, I love water. I love it. And I thought I really love the cottagey, like, little type feel this house has. So I wanted to go with something like that. So, yes, this is the back. I'm going to go ahead and show you guys the main view. The back porch, the front porch, the entrance, which I'm probably going to have the living area over here, the sunroom, which will have like a sofa, books, flowers. I might have some kind of game over here, chess table. We're going to have the kitchen. We'll also have, the dining table, the bathroom, and then we'll go upstairs to her loaf. This, as you guys can see, you can't see that part of the roof, but when you're above it, you can. And the loaf, this is going to be her bedroom. I'm going to put her desk up here, have a couple other things. I'm not sure if I want to place the bed facing these windows or if I want to place the bed facing these windows. I have not decided that yet. Okay. And there's one thing I want to show you guys. You can't really see it right now, but if you see this roof actually goes into the room, and I I like to think that I've discreetly hid them between here. You don't really notice them. There's sometimes when you're building and decorating, there's going to be blemishes, but the best way to take care of it is to hide it. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and get started. I have a general idea of what I want to do with this home. I know how I feel about Wendy as a sim. I know how Subpoint has portrayed her. So I just want to go into this with lots of florals, lots of beautiful colors like blue and pink, yellow. Definitely lots of flowers, as you guys can see from the outside. Okay, so in the past, I've noticed my last set of tips and tricks videos. I didn't really have a flow to it. I really don't have a flow to these. They're kind of just off the top of my head. Excuse me. But I want to go ahead and give you guys a couple tips on what I do. So as I'm doing this, I'm going to try to speak about what I'm doing. That way you have an understanding of the process I'm going through. Because everyone's different. So maybe, you know, it'll give you a better understanding of what I'm trying to accomplish. The first thing I want to do actually is put the poles that are going to be at the bottom of these structures. And I'm probably going to have a system going right across here, also a pole. So I'm going to go to the build mode where I need to find the columns that I'll be using. These little squares, if you're wondering where I got them, they're light, they're natural sources of light, and you can find them under the by debug cheat, literally by debug, and that will give you a lot of different options, but mostly it'll give you these lights. Okay, let's go to. I'm looking for these, the awesome basic column. I know all of this because I am literally this whole the A-frame roof. This I am copying the style from Ruby Red Sims. I don't want to say copying, but I am. I'm taking the style from one of the houses I saw her do, and I'm incorporating it into my house. And I definitely want to give her full credit because of her. I am able to accomplish this. Okay, so it's right about here. So we're gonna go down. No, not there. Let's see. Nope, we're gonna put it over one more. And right now, this is a process of trial and error. That works. So in order to make it match, everyone knows this, go to, I feel silly, I don't know what this mode is. I'm not even going to try to remember right now. But you're going to move the color or the wood pattern over to this structure. Give my game a second to gather its thoughts. Okay. And then we'll just replace it. And there we go. Perfect. Okay, so what I'm going to do to make this process easier for me is I'm going to copy this one. Alrighty. And not out. Yeah. I do not know why I pressed live mode. That was. Okay, so bring it over one. And what this does really to me is it connects the top floor with the bottom floor. Gives it more of a flow. Okay, with this one, I'm really not going to be able to tell. And honestly, the poles are going to get in the way of a tub or a sink. So I'm not going to put them in there. But I am. Okay, so now this one's going to be hard because it's right in front of this door. I might move this over and do this whole number right here. That way. We'll be able to make this work. This is what I'm talking about like, fixing the things that don't want to look good to make them look good. In your own opinion, of course. Alright, so from the top you can see that's connected. And if you're down on the bottom part, I'm pretty sure, yeah, you know, you at least got that whole thing going on. And when you're taking pictures from the top, you know, it looks much better. I'm debating whether or not I want to put them in the kitchen because I have to put one, dos. Okay. So it's probably gonna go here, right? No, I gotta go over one. See, I can't tell if that one's lined up or not. It looks about right to me though. Okay, so the thing I'm gonna do up here, I actually have to go into the decorating mode. Go to decor. And then go to sculptures. Probably gonna use these. I'm curious to see how this looks. See, that annoys me. What the fuck? What I did right there was I pressed the Alt key and I used it to move this beam wherever I want. That way it's not poking out of the roof. Once again, fixing an ugly thing that I want hidden. Okay, I do like that, and I'm probably going to do the same thing across the ceiling. Awesome. Now I'm probably actually going to change these to white. Or a lighter color. We'll see her. We gotta wait for all the damn things to load. It's so nice to be back at my house right now. My cats, we actually travel with our two cats, Bella and Luna, which if you've watched my videos previously, you will know who they are. But we travel with them, and you know, as you can imagine, cats are hard to travel with, period, just because normally they're not keen to it. They don't want to leave their home. And I have to say that my one cat, Bella, she is more like this. She really gets upset. She foams at the mouth the first night, and then after a couple of days, she'll be fine. But it's to the point that we're going to start leaving her at home. and just like letting her be fine instead of stressed out. But my other cat, Luna is, I don't know if she's a Shar-Tzu, but she has a ton of the characteristics, and to me, she is a Shar-Tzu. So when I say this, Shar-Tzus are known to be really good at traveling, and she is. She loves to travel. She loves being on our dashboard. We have a really big truck, a 3500 Chevy Silverado, and we have a really huge dash, and Luna loves laying on it. Like it's one of those things that she does for fun, really. Just a random thought while this is loading, but it seems like this wood is really dark unless I put a light on it. So let's see. That'll work. Okay. Now the effect this gives is when you're down here on this floor, it should have the appearance of, you know, you can kind of barely see them, but like the little columns. I wonder why they're so dark. Let me see here. Because these lights are not doing shit to make them brighter. I'm not terribly worried about it, but I don't like that. Okay. I'm pretty sure I used a wrong ceiling beam because it's not supposed to show. Okay, see, now those actually look like ceiling beams. You know what? It's really not looking like how I wanted it, so I'm just gonna scrap that idea. I might keep the one beam there though, because I do like the way that looks. But also I might. Okay. Let's see how a tiny little fence would look there. If like I kind of. So I could also move the stairs forward over here. I'm not sure. There's one. There's also this little fence that I like. I might also just keep this the way it is. I have that song in my head by Britney Spears and Iggy Azalea called All Around the World Pretty Girls. They like them boys. It actually does not go like that, but the pretty girls part is right. It's stuck in my freaking head, man. All around the world, pretty girls. We like them. I actually think. Alright. Come on now. Alright, that did work out. That went the way I wanted it. I think I like that. Because it kind of gives like an air of you can't fall over the edge. Let's take this off. It gives you a better view. This is my favorite when it's in everyday mode because there's no random lines. I like that. I liked it a lot, a lot. Alrighty. I'm actually going to start placing shit down in this house because we're ready to do that. Let's go ahead and go to furniture. Oh man. I just got an email from a place I used to go to called Style Exchange, and they take name brand clothes and sell them really cheap. They are used, but they're in really good condition and they're really cheap. So it's like a really good deal. I love that place. Haven't been there in a while though. And go ahead and place a couple more of these little squares. Like the sunroom does not need these, but I do kind of want to be able to make sure I can see everything perfectly. Alright. So, the first else, yes, I need to move these. Alright. I'm going to start on the kitchen. Kitchen is one of my favorite areas in any house. So let's find some cabinets and some counters that can fit elegantly between these two raptors. They're not called raptors. I, I did just say that. And that's okay. So, I don't know. No, and I know. There's one counter in here that I really like. It's on wheels. A house like this, it might look kind of cool. Actually, we're gonna go ahead and start with the appliances. Because there's a certain stove that I want to try and see if it looks really. This one. Camille's Pumpkin Pie Spice Stove. I like it because it looks cottagey. And I think we could fit it really well, right? No. Actually, yeah. Come over here. Well, logically, that pole would be in the fucking way. What if I do it like that? Let's see what that looks like. Doesn't make any sense whatsoever. That's okay. We'll make it work. Man. That's lame. Why does it do that? Let's go ahead and add the refrigerator now. And just as a tip, whenever I set a certain appliance or a pole or a wall or a floor, they're always subject to me changing them. What I place down now does not necessarily mean it's going to stay that way, because as you place stuff down, you'll see how you actually want something to look and you'll change it. And that's why you're never really done until you're actually done. So I'm just going to give you guys that warning. Ooh. All around the world, pretty girls. Goodness gracious. Give me just 1 second, guys. Hmm. Why does it have to go dark? That sucks. Completely aborting that plan. I did not like it. even though this is a cottage, I do want it to have, excuse me, I want it to have modern aspects because I feel like Wendy is a mix between both. Okay, guys, I'm getting kind of tired, and I've actually done a whole lot before I started recording this video. But I do plan, if I get a chance, I plan on showing you guys a little bit more of what I plan on doing with this place. So until next time, thank you so much for watching, and I hope you have a great night or day. Bye, everybody.